Hi guys. I just wanted to walk through the model of today. Should be a really simple day, but I want you to be thoughtful in which, because basically what you're doing is just doing that first part of your counterargument paragraph, which is just your topic sentence and the reason that someone might give if they argued against you. Since you're really not doing a lot of work, I do want you to be really thoughtful in which of those counter arguments you use, because it will be really helpful if you think about which one you can actually refute when we go to the rebuttal lesson tomorrow and write that part of the paragraph. Okay, so as I go into this, I'm going to open my outline and my Padlet. I no longer have an outline that's not completed because I just have the model one that's already done. So I'm pretending I'm Ronan right now, just for no reason. The only parts I'm doing today, right, are this. So the first sentence is just, some would argue that civil disobedience, right, is not an effective way to make change. That's all I'd be doing for that part. And then the second thing, I'd be putting in the reason that someone might believe that counterclaim. I could start that by saying something like, they claim, or they argue, or some argue. And then where I'm getting that reason is from the work you guys did yesterday. So maybe I want to choose this one, that some may argue that it's not worth it because it's likely that you could get hurt or arrested, right? Or some argue, if I was doing labor unions, that they ultimately can hurt people because people can get fired for participating in a strike, right? And I'm really just choosing, the thing that's key is that the reason that I'm choosing for this counterclaim should be one that I'm like, oh, okay, like I see how I could argue against this, right? You're not going to choose the one where you're like, oh, I have no idea how to fight back against that. You're going to choose one that you're like, so like, to be honest, if I was writing my court one, I said the court is supposed to be apolitical and shouldn't play a role in activism. I'm pretty good at like making up nonsense, but that would be a harder one for me to refute personally than the court can be used for good or bad causes, or that it takes a long time, which was another one that I gave. Like it's costly and takes a long time to get a court case through. Those would be easier for me personally to refute because I can already think about what I would say back to that. And you should choose one that you're like, oh, I know where I'm going with that. And even if you come up with like a good idea, a really smart thing to do would be like to even start, like leave yourself a note, even though we're going to go over how to write rebuttals tomorrow, be like, oh, I think that I'm going to do this, you know? Leave yourself a comment maybe. And it's your plan for the next day. Okay? So that's all you have to do today. It's a pretty easy day, but it will give you time to maybe like look back and see if you want to make any shifts, or if you didn't finish a certain part earlier, you can go back and do that.